So, grammar rules. Reading, filling the blanks, the drag and drop are the difficult one. You are facing problem in grammar. There are top 10 grammar rules that can actually help you to improve. Before we start, we're gonna do one example and then we're gonna learn about grammar rules. Hi everyone, welcome to English Wise. Let's start with the example of reading, filling the blanks. I'm gonna tell you trick and explain it. Let's see. The very first example of this, you can see on my screen, there is a blank given and there are some options in it. Let's read it out. In the realm of health and dash. So you know, health and dash, that means and always got family words with it. And always has family words with it. So we need something that is related to it. So I can completely say it's a health and exception. No, they are not synonyms. They are not related to each other. Not similar sounding. Switched. No. Self-pity. No, that's completely an opposite thing. Deprivation. No. Foundation. No. Underestimated. No, there is no verb. Well-being. So health and well-being are the family words. So it should be health and well-being. Sleep stand out as a critical component, often ignored or also got family words with it. So ed here, it should be ed here. So I got two ed with me. Underestimated and switched. If you see, switched off or switched by modern society. No, it's switched off always. So the only thing is underestimated by someone. So by modern society. While many focus on diet and exercise, sleep is the dash. So I need a noun here. If I see, this is noun definitely, this is noun definitely, this is noun definitely, and this is a verb. So I got 1, 2 and 3. So sleep is the dash of physical and mental health. We can't say sleep is the exception. No, that's a negative thing. Deprivation means lack. Again, that's a negative thing. So we need what? Sleep is a positive, that it is the foundation or base of something. It's not just about the hours. So which word is related to hours? I can just write it, hours spent in bed. So in the quality of sleep achieved, experts in sleep science are advocating for educating the public about the benefits of good night sleep and the dangers of chronic sleep dash. So after sleep, again it's a verb, we need a noun now. So noun is either exception or deprivation. So the dangers of chronic sleep. So dangers are what? Deprivation. That means lack of something. So if I go for checking it, everything is correct. So how I did it? This blank, basically what I did, I used grammar, I used context, understanding what it is trying to say, and always try to connect the left hand right and right hand side words together so that it goes in a good sense. If you see, I have here seen underestimated, I needed ed form. There were two eds, switched and underestimated. So what I did, I read this line, by modern society. We can't say switched by. No, that is underestimated, which the society has been underestimating the thing. So this is more connecting and making more sense. We will be learning grammar rules for it. I'll be explaining that too. Let's do one more example and then switch to the rules. We got another example here. As individuals dash increase, there is a noticeable trend towards saving more. So saving is related to, I would say, money. Let's see the options. Emergence, myriad. So what can be the increase? Definitely we need a noun here. Let's say, so as individuals, earnings increase. What is increasing? I don't think anything will increase from these. So earnings will increase. And earnings is also related to the word saving. So try to make a connection of the words so that your sentence make a good sense. Next thing, not merely for unforeseen emergencies but also for future aspirations and comforts, the dash to save is influenced by dash. So after the, we need a noun. Immediate is not a noun. Emergence is a noun, right? Myriad is adjective and survey is a noun. Can we say the survey to save? Do you think there can be a survey to save? No, it can't be. There can be what? We need the dash to save is influenced by a. So we need what? The urge to save. We can't say the strict to save, the immediate to save, not making sense. The emergency to save. No, emergence, it's the word is emergence. Something like very important emergency, it's related to that word only. So emergence to save doesn't make sense. So it should be the propensity, abstract noun. That means we are tending to save, we want to, leaning towards it by a dash of factors. So now factors is a noun. Before noun we need an adjective. So I think adjective is only one left, which is myriad, means many factors. As people navigate through different life stages, their saving patterns reflect a balance act between dash needs and long-term plans. What kind of needs can be there? Definitely immediate need of people. Sometimes a verb also acts as an adjective. Any word which tells the quality of a noun is adjective or act as an adjective. Let's say a colored picture. Colored is verb, but it is telling the quality of that noun, which is picture. So that is verb but considered as an adjective. So this was the example. I did the examples just to show you how things work. Now we are going to switch to the grammar rules. I'm going to tell you with example. So the top grammar rules that are going to be very useful. Use them properly, practice them. The very first rule we got that after has, have, had, if there is a blank, we need verbs third form. Verbs are the action words. If you are learning, teaching, dancing, drinking, whatsoever you are doing something, that's your verb. So whenever there is has, have, had, there has to be verbs third form, that is past participle tense, verb third form. Let's see the example. He had dash. Now, the first form of repaired is repaired. So, repair, repaired, repaired. Now, after has, have, had, I need third form. So, third form. Have, I have baked some cookies. So, that is again verbs third form. So, in your reading, filling the blanks, or whenever you are doing, you're even listening, filling the blanks. I have seen students saying this thing that Mehak, I miss my ES, ED of the words in listening, filling the blanks. So this grammar is definitely going to help you in that too. Whenever you see a blank, after has, have, had, there has to be verbs third form with ed. Rule 2. After 2 we need verbs first form. I told you repair, repaired, repaired. So repair was verbs first form. Verbs first form is that word, an action word without S or ES, without ED, without ING, a simple word. Let's see. He needs to work. First form. John wants to participate in the event. So participate is verbs first form. So whenever you see to and dash, there has to be always verbs first form. Another. After of, about, for or while there is a blank, then you have to use verb ing form. Let's say thanks for giving me a ride. So after for there is ing. How about going to? How about going to? So about going. I'm thinking about. Look, whenever you use of, for, about, while, then there has to be just after that use verb with ing form. And you know what is verb? It is action word and it has got 3 forms with it. Next thing, rule 4 says it, which, that plus verb s or es. If you see, if there is it, which, that, then you have to make sure you add a verb. A simple verb first form, then you add s or es to it, right? Repairs. Let's see an example. It takes, because it's a singular noun, so it takes. He cooks. So after every single noun, and whenever you see which, that, there is always verbs s or es, and also with many. So whenever you see many as well, so you have to make sure that you use plural nouns here, even with these. Here it should be plural noun, here it's about verb. Nouns are the name of a person, place or thing, totally different thing. Verb is the action word, noun is the name of a person, place, thing, emotion. So after many you need plural nouns, and it which that you need verb. Students are usually confused in this, that we have to use verb or noun. Rule number 5, modal verb plus first form of the verb. What are modals? Let's think about this. Can, could, may, might, shall, will, all of these are verbs, modal verbs. So whenever you see a blank after them, you have to fill verbs first form. We cannot say I can doing, will bringing. No, we need be then. So here it should be, whenever you see a modal, there has to be verbs first form without ed, without s or es, without ing. Next thing, rule 6, conjunction rule. After and or, there are always family words. We did an example of this, that and or always need a family word, like I love dancing and playing. So ing form. Synonyms which are related to each other. If you see, my family will go to Melbourne and settle there. So verbs first form, verb ed, after and or all, just fix this, that and or always got family words. If there is ing before it, after also ing. If there is adjective, next also adjective, like health and well-being we did. Next is articles a and the plus noun. Noun, I told you already, name of a person, place, thing or emotion. So an is an article which is used before words starting with a, e, I, o, u. Apple, an apple. Egg, an egg. Apricot, an apricot. So any of the words starting with letter a, e, I, o, u, you have to use an, and it has to be always singular. We can't say an apples. It has to be an apple. An a and the shows singular always. That means single means one only. Another thing, a is used like after all the consonants. We have did it in our spelling rule as well. What are consonants? So B, C, D, leaving all the A, E, I, O, U like vowels, we have got consonants left, like a student, a building, a tree. So these are the consonants. After A, we need the word starting with the consonants. I have seen students doing in this, they are listening, filling the blanks, they are writing an position. Yes, they have done this. So if you are confused, look, there is an. We can't use position here. We need a noun. We don't use verb. We don't use anything with consonant here. So be focused on this thing, please. Next, the comes before a word that is indicating something to which we have already mentioned. I'll read the book. So the book means the specific book we are going to tell you. So we are going to do some addition here now. What kind of addition we are doing? We are now learning about sounding words. Like, let's say I have got the word university. There's a word called university. So before university, you will be using an or a. Meg, you told us that university, U is a vowel, so definitely an. No, big no. Why? Because it is sounding like U. Why? So Y is a consonant, so it has to be a. But if I say about umbrella, so umbrella is sounding a, that means a. So we definitely have to use an umbrella. But what if I say, sometimes the things change, MLA, member of legislative assembly, MLA, am, again a sound, so it is an MLA. It has to be an MLA, an MP. So you have to be clear with the sounds as well. If the sound is of consonant, use a. If the sound is of vowel, use an. Definitely. Another thing about the superlative degrees. What are superlative degrees now? Superlative degree. Adjective have got 3 degrees with it. That is superlative, comparative and positive. So, If I talk about positive degree, let's say if I'm saying big. Big is a positive degree. Like the building is big. But when I say the building is bigger than that building, there is a comparison here. I use for comparison, we use THAN, and the comparative degree, the bigger, it becomes ER. But when I say it is the biggest building in the world, so the biggest. So whenever you see superlative like biggest, you have to make sure that there is always what? It has to be the biggest. Any word ending with ST, EST, the most, the first, these things, then you have to make sure you are using the before it. This was the rule about articles, and always make sure there has to be a noun, or we can say adjective for the, and for a and an we definitely need what? Both the things, adjective and a noun. Now what are adjectives? Adjectives are the words that tell you the quality of a noun. When I say the biggest building, building is a noun, it's a thing. So when I say biggest, it's a quality. So adjective tells you the quality of a noun. So this is the biggest building. Rule number 8. Article plus adjective plus noun. Yes, if there is a blank between an article and a noun, then we need something to tell its quality. If you see here, a tall building. If you see here, it shows it's an article, it's a noun, then it's telling its quality. So tall is a quality, that means it's an adjective. So a tall building. See here again, a unique, sounding like Y. A is article, outfit is noun, so unique is Y, that is adjective. So a unique outfit. Whenever there is a blank between article and a noun, you definitely need an adjective. Rule number 9. After am, is, are, was, were, we always need past participle tense, verbs third form or verb ing form. So there are two forms of sentences, active voice and passive voice. So active means where we have, let's understand it by writing. Active voice. Sentence has got subject, starting, plus verb, plus object. Let's say she plays cricket. This is a simple sentence, subject, verb and object. She plays cricket. But whenever I am saying, I have to change it to passive voice. Then it changes vice versa. Object plus is, am, are. For object, we need helping verb to support, plus verb third form, plus another thing is by, plus object, subject. So what would be the thing? Cricket is played by her, and a full stop. So this is the thing, the active and passive. Subject and object turns their thing. So let's understand where you have to use the active, how you gonna recognize the passive. The one thing you can see, active does not has by with it, but passive got by in it. So wherever you see by and there is a blank before it, just close your eyes, put verb's third form, which is making sense, and it's all good to go. So after is, am, are, choose the past participle if there is a passive form, like she was chased by animals in the forest. So by, it's verb's third form. But sometimes when you see it's in active form or the thing is still continuous form, it's giving you present continuous sense. So my parents are going to a lake for nearby for fishing. So if you see, if it's giving a continuous statement, if you see that the subject is at its own place and object is at its own place and there's a by in it, then third form. If not, then definitely ing. Another simple tip, what I have observed, if you are doing a blank and in that particular blank, if you see the whole of the statements, all sentences have ed in them, it's giving complete passive form thing, you also fill ed. But if you think that it's giving a continuous, you see ing everywhere, you also put ing in there. But if you are confused that they got 50% ing sentences and 50% ed sentences, then follow for ed. Yes, this trick will also work. In your reading blanks, you have to follow these grammar rules. Focus on collocations as well, like I told you, underestimated by, switched off, plus context understanding. And once you have filled your option, make sure you try to read it, that is it making sense. If it does, then it's all good to go. Follow these rules, practice at least 10 to 12 a day, and then your reading blanks will be definitely 100%. Not only grammar is not helping only in reading, it helps you in listening as well. Your listening, filling the blanks, your spoken text, dictations as well. Work hard, you know we are there to help you and more than happy to help you. Don't forget to like and subscribe our channel. We'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much everyone.